Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sean, and I tend to do mostly camping videos, maybe a couple little, how-to things, but I've had a handful of people message me, put in the comments, talk more about the gear, whatnot, so, one of them I think is a game changer for me, so let's get started, and we'll start with that one, which is refrigerator freezer. The versatility with this has been pretty much unmatched. I don't have to carry around ice chests anymore. We use this constantly, even when we're RVing. This holds all our beverages. We don't put any beverages, except for milks and things like that, in the inside fridge. It all just goes here, and it's been awesome for whenever I travel. I've always got, I can just load it up. I always have, cold waters and, cold snacks if I want to keep them cold. This is a large one. This is a iceco VL65. They make, like I said, down to, I think, a 20 quart. And if that's what you have space for, I recommend you get it. You can get them, I think, as cheap as $190, which is fairly cheap, for what it is. So this one is dual zoned, which has been great. You've got a side here, which is a little bit smaller, because this is where the compressor sits. And I usually make this my freezer, and I put ice in. I buy the little, it's a 3-pack of, I think they're 2.5 pounds each or 3 pounds each. And they fit in these little slots, this slot right here perfectly. So I just get the ice in there, and then I'll put the ice cream or, whatever else I bring up here. And then over here is the larger side, and I have this little foam thing as a divider, because I found that everything is falling, in on top of each other, and at least this way I could put, milks and stuff that I want stood up over here, and then I could just pile in the other stuff in the order that I'm going to use it. So the next thing that goes with the refrigerator is a power station. You can run it off the electrical system in your vehicle, off 12 volt, which I have one that comes all the way from the front. I also have actually an adapter right here that I'll plug an inverter into, and that was my original way to do it, and the jackery rode in the back. So that's all well and good while you're driving, but once you park, then you can't let it run off your house batteries on your vehicle. You'll end up with dead batteries for sure. So that's when you flip it over to a power station. And so this is my middle power station. This is a 500. I have a Goal Zero 150, which is not lithium. It's just your regular filled batteries, not gel filled, but water batteries, lead acid. And I use that one in high altitude, where lithium doesn't do well, or extreme cold. And I use that little guy, and it just goes in the tent, and I charge everything on it, phones, stuff like that. Otherwise, it pretty much just stays here at the house. I don't really use it for much, unless we have power failures or something like that. But the 500 is now my tent power station, and the 1000 is the one that rides in the truck, and the fridge is connected to it. And so basically I just keep the fridge running on that, and I'm just constantly charging that 1000 jackery. So if you are going to use a fridge, you need to buy the right size jackery, or power station I should say. You need to buy the right size power station to allow that refrigerator to run whatever period of time that you think you're going to have the vehicle off, and then if it's going to be just overnight, it needs to be able to run your fridge overnight. Preferably you should get 24 hours out of it. This one will run this pig for about 24 hours. Usually what happens is I'll put the solar panel on it, or use the one on the top of the truck, depending on where I'm at and where I'm parked. Just top it up all during the day. If I was using it as my primary, which I do not anymore, so I don't usually worry about it. It'll last, 2, 3, 4 days, just being in the tent doing recharging stuff. The 1000 will charge a bunch of things, and then it'll run that fridge for real close to 3 days. It just depends on how hot it is. The hotter it is, the more this compressor runs, and the more juice it uses. So if it's really hot, maybe 2 days. But like I said, I keep it plugged in all the time to solar, so it's always getting something, so it rarely gets out of the 80 percentiles. But anyway, that is my next. Wish I'd have done it sooner. Bought the bigger ones instead of struggling with the small one, because if I was smart, I would have probably just bought this. I should have bought this one first. But I didn't. And there are a multitude of manufacturers of these. I just happened to pick Jackery, but there's some pretty good ones out there. My next one may or may not be a Jackery. It may be one of the other brands. I do want to get like a 2000 or a 3000. So anyway. Cheers. Okay, the third item is these extendable tarp poles, is basically what they're called. This is the Green Elephant brand. You may have seen a couple of my videos where I use them, and I do like them. If you haven't, I'll put it up here somewhere. I think you can see how long it goes. But these go to 9 feet. It's the versatility of how I can do my tarp now, because I don't require trees anymore to tie it off to. I have 6, and I can do my 15 by 15 AquaQuest tarp, and I'll do usually the 4 corners, and then I usually try to keep one that I'll stand up in the middle, to create a peak on top of it. And that's what it's another thing that it's been really good for. I use it in the ARB awning room, and I'll put it in there to get a peak. I'll use it just under the awning here. If I feel like it needs a peak, if we're going to get some rain, or and I just want it to flow. But these are some of the first things that come out, because I know I'm going to use at least one. I think on my last video, I took one and I stuck it in the very corner of the Gazelle tent, and I used it to clip my GoPro to, so I could do the inside, filming things. But like I said, there's lots of brands, but this has been one of the things, that I wish I had it years ago. Before I even started doing all this filming stuff, I've struggled with getting tarps in the right location, to actually do any good as far as getting the sun or whatever. So yeah, definitely would do this again in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I might even buy another set. So I have 8. But item number 3, the Devos Light Ranger. These are the lights on poles that you'll see, I think, in every one of my videos. These were, I saw somebody using them somewhere, and I liked, the amount of light that they put out. And so I was, I'll get one of those, and, I'll try it out. So I bought one, and then started using it, and it is phenomenal for camp light. That thing goes to almost 9 feet. The stand goes to almost 9 feet, so you get your light way up high, and it disperses really, really well. Like I said, check one of the other videos out. You'll see how far it works. And I talked about it too. You can buy this set of filters separately, of course, that are also pretty awesome, for the summer and stuff. So these are going to come in real handy this summer when it gets buggy. It's not going to have yellow light instead of bright white light. But I I may have talked about these before. I have one that's actually USB, micro charging, and then there's another one. The newer one is USB-C, and they changed it. They upgraded it. That one charges a little faster, so on and so forth. But what's nice about them is that you turn them on and you get all 4 of your lights, and then you can, each time you click one, you turn it down to, one goes away, and another one goes away, then they all go away. So you can use however much light you need, and you can actually, direct it. So, I try to make sure whichever one is the single, that the whole unit and the tripod is oriented that way, so that the single is going to be giving me the most amount of light where I believe I'll need it. Just in time. See, another car. It's like Grand Central Station on this street. None of these people live here. It's crazy. But this has a little, a little hook here. You can put a small carabiner, but you could set it up, if you wanted to hang it versus having it on the tripod. So far, I just keep it on the tripod, and it works great. When it's really windy, you do have to, I do anyway, I put a couple tent stakes on the tripod base, just so it doesn't blow over, because it's up there 9 feet, so the wind will get it. And the reason why I know this is the reason why I put the stakes on there is because it did. One time it didn't fall over, I caught it, but I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to have to put stakes in here. So anyway, I liked it so much I bought 2. Now they are pricey for what it is. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to go, yeah, never. But what I did see was Costco actually has something very, very similar. We were in Costco yesterday, getting fleeced, of course. And they have a telescopic tripod with 4, almost like propellers, coming out there in their lights. And I want to say it was 2,000 lumens, which is more than enough to get stuff done. And the price on it, I think, was like $39 or $49. That's a third of what these cost. So if you're in the market and 150 bucks isn't in your budget, and I know it's not in everybody's budget, that one for 40 bucks at 2,000 lumens, I think would be an excellent replacement for this. Matter of fact, I've even thought about picking up a couple of those, just for around the house. Again, power failures. Okay, we are at item number 5. Now there's a couple here. The idea of a camp oven is awesome. I've done so much with these ovens. I have one of the Camp Chef. It's big, it's huge. It's an oven with a burner on top. If you've watched The Tent, Joe and Zach Survival, that's what he uses. That's his primary cooking item, primary stove. I have that, and I've used it. It doesn't work as well as I think it should, especially at high altitudes. And by high, I mean like 6,800 feet is where I used it. It seemed to take, like 25, 30 minutes to cook 13 or 14 minute biscuits. And I never use it after that. It's literally just sitting in my gear room doing nothing. But I did a while back, because I saw a bunch of people, on YouTube making lots of delicious goodness in these Coleman foldable ovens, and it takes up almost nothing for space. And so I bought it, and I started making biscuits and things like that. And there does a fantastic job. Cinnamon rolls, the whole spiel. Really happy with that one. And again, this is one too. This is a budget version, I guess you could say, of an oven. Whereas that Camp Chef thing was like a couple $100. This is like 40 bucks, which is pretty good. Maybe 40 to 50. For a while you couldn't get it. There was like a run on them. But the the Omnia, which, if you watch my last video, I just used it and made biscuits in it. This little guy, I love. This one is, I wish I'd have bought it sooner. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how much. It was only like, I think, I want to say it's like 60 or 70 bucks. But that insert in there, that silicone insert, you know, $30. The stupid thermometer, like 30 bucks. You know, so, you know, next thing you know, you're at 120 bucks. But this I would buy all day, again, and twice on Sunday. This one I really enjoyed making things. And you can get another silicone mold that's just open, you know, like almost like a bundt cake type thing. But I've seen all kinds of stuff being cooked in there. But yeah, definitely camp oven is high on my list. I use it every trip. I cook something every trip. If it's either going to be cinnamon rolls or biscuits, or I've got a whole list of things that we're going to be cooking in the oven as we move along here on this channel. But that's about it. Let me pull out one more thing. We're going to do a bonus item, a sixth thing. Coffee pot. You've probably seen me use it. I mean, it depends on how you like your coffee. If you don't like strong coffee, probably not this one. Probably just go with the AeroPress, which I have, and it makes good coffee. This one, because it's a espresso type coffee pot maker, I don't know what other way to put it. It just makes really good, strong, dark coffee, that's how I like it. And I got it, ran my first cup through it, and the AeroPress was relegated to the bottom of the kit. I was like, I'll never use that again unless I lose this or forget, you know, but I try not to. Most everything stays in the truck. There's very few things that come out of the truck. Really, it's just pretty much my clothing bag and sleep system, just because that changes all the time, you know. So, but anyway, that's my top 5 things with the bonus 6 thing. If you liked any of that, let me know in the comments. If this is stuff that you want to do. I mean, we can talk about all kinds of this sort of stuff in between camping trips. So if this stuff doesn't interest you, maybe I won't do it anymore. But yeah, just let me know. All the feedback helps. And everybody's been awesome with the videos and the liking and the subscribing. I really want to thank everybody. I think I've got 250 subscribers now. So it's only been, it's Sunday. And I was camping last Sunday, the Easter. So it's been a week, and I got 50 more subscribers, or 40 more, I think. So again, thank you so much. And we will see you on the next one.